Hey everybody, welcome to the Centaur Fragrance channel. Thank you so much for being here today. You've come to the right place for fragrance news, fragrance reviews, and so much more. So it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. And if you find that you like my content, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's not waste any time and jump straight into the video. So today, we're going to be talking about a very interesting fragrance, perhaps a little bit on the daring side, but I think it's just a pleasure. I think it needs a little bit of attention. Before I start this review, and before I even jump into the fragrance, I wanted to give a shout out to Abram Bolos. And I'm going to link his channel in the, my comments of the description of this video below. He's a great upcoming, fragrance reviewer just like me. And I love the guy. He's passionate, has a great partner. And boy, was he generous. He did a giveaway. I was very lucky to get a pack of samples, some really, kind of small decants from Armani's Prive line. They're more expensive, they're more exclusive line. So let's talk about this fragrance, Rose de Arabie. So you get what you think you're gonna get with this fragrance, guys and gals. Roses of de Arabie, or like Arabic roses, Middle Eastern roses. I think that oud is getting a little bit more popular, and these desert, very interesting spice fragrance are just wonderful. And I'm glad that that's becoming a thing in the Western market. There's a whole world of fragrances out there from different cultures, different people, and this fragrance does a really good job. Now, I discovered through sampling the samples that there is a signature Armani DNA. I had never smelled any Armani before. I guess it was really good to go to their most exclusive, and I guess their most expensive line. So again, this is niche. It's not going to be for everybody. But this fragrance, let's just talk about the smell, the projection, longevity, of course the price, and the compliment factor, all those great things. So you're going to get a beautiful rose. This rose is kind of a jammy rose. It has a little bit more of a denseness behind it. It's not thick, not syrupy. It's very well done. And that Armani DNA almost has a creed-like effect where it kind of lightens the composition. It doesn't really have ambergris per se. I'm not sure what the notes are. It's kind of like some aldehydes and perhaps some really light sweet tonka. But this fragrance is really well blended. It's really well composed. If you're afraid of rose fragrances, or if you think they smell like an older lady, perhaps your grandmother, ladies, this one smells modern, it's light, it's fresh, it's approachable. It still smells a little bit womanly, and it kind of pulls off that Middle Eastern vibe without being too daring, but still it has some character. It's definitely going to be a unique fragrance with some interesting spices. Now, these spices aren't particularly dry like some Middle Eastern fragrances can be, but it does have a little bit of that desert vibe. You can tell that these fragrances are from another place in the world, for sure. I really do like this fragrance. It's a pleasure. Of course, I think it's more for ladies. It would be hard for a guy to wear, but this is leaning a little bit more on the unisex side of the rose, in the rose world. So if you're a guy who wears rose fragrances, or, you like to be challenging perhaps that way, I would check this one out too. So I would suggest, even though this isn't an older fragrance for mature people, I still feel like this fragrance does have a little bit of sophistication, a little bit of classiness, and you'd have to be dressed up to be wearing it. Perhaps it is better for a lady, 25 plus. It would be very interesting to smell on a younger lady. Any lady I would like to approach, and I would like to, hear their story if they were wearing a fragrance this beautiful, this intriguing, and it's light, it's approachable, a little bit of a soft spiciness going on, and it's just a delight to smell. It really is. I smelled about 6 of their samples, and I have to say that I think this is the best one. And Abram, if you're out there, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. And again, you're a great guy. So this fragrance, when I tested it on my skin, I got anywhere from 5 to 7 hours, maybe 5 to 6 hours. longevity. So it wasn't a beast, but it had a good amount of projection. It wasn't bad, and the sillage was all right as well. So it's not a beast, but it's noticeable. It's light for everyday wear, for when you're going to the office or when you're going to be close to people inside a building. This is really the kind of potency you want. People don't have to get really close to you, but kind of close. And that in the fragrance world, a lot of time we want beast mode. And I'm definitely going to say it here, that this creates a little bit of a lure. It's going to make you interesting. It gives you a little bit of character. At least a lot of us, if you want, to put on your best foot forward, you don't want somebody to, smell you from a mile away or to fill up the room, because they won't even know who's wearing that fragrance. It doesn't create any anticipation or any suspense. So I feel like this is a very suspenseful fragrance, very interesting fragrance. A fragrance for a very interesting lady, a lady with a lot of character, a lot of history behind her. So this fragrance, wonderful. Even though it's a pricey fragrance, this is going to set you back a lot. You could get a decanter or sample to see if it's for you. I think their line, if you get them at a really good price, is about $250. I think it goes on up around the $300 mark. I could be mistaken. And if you can't get your hands on it, you might have to pay the full retail. I think it's closer to $350. So it's a pricey little devil, but she's a beauty. And I have more affordable fragrances for you ladies, definitely, and for you guys. I make affordable list. I just released a spring list. So check out this fragrance. Let me know what you think. Do you like interesting rose fragrances, very interesting fragrances, ladies? Or do you want reviews of more mainstream fragrances that are still good, like J'adore and Flower Bomb? I did a review of that one. But let me know what you're thinking. Let me know if any of y'all have smelled this fragrance before, or even your thoughts about it. And if you're a lady who wears it, definitely put comment below. I want to hear from you. So again, this is a great fragrance in the niche world of things. Again, I don't like giving ratings a lot of the time. It's really hard because I have my personal taste and you have your personal taste. And I kind of rate fragrances depending on price, if they're a designer or a niche, like what was the intention, how close did they get to their personal goal. And I think that they made a home run with this fragrance. I think that they got what they aimed for and more. This fragrance is stunning. About the only fragrance I know of that even compares to it is Harem Rose. And I think that's by it's the brand that makes Godolphin, and all those fragrances. It's getting so much hype. It's evading me at the moment. Parfums de Marly, that's the one. That fragrance is a good one, and it's a little bit more womanly per se. But this one projects better, and I think is just a little bit more classy. So check that one out too if you'd like to. It's not a cheap fragrance either. But thank y'all so much for being here, as always. Let me know how I'm doing. It's a pleasure to have you here. And if you stuck around to the end, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell below to get notified of my upcoming videos. And thank y'all so much for being here. Again, it's a pleasure. And don't forget to wear what you love. And I'm going to see y'all next time. This has been the Centaur Fragrance Channel, and bye.